Hey, what's up guys? In this new video, together we are going to install this new switch in my home network. This is the USW Enterprise 8 PoE. It's a beautiful switch that I'm happy to have in my network because it's going to give me 8 ports at 2.5 gigabit per second, and it also has 2 ports with 10 gigabit per second. So I'm going to connect this to my UDM SE. It's going to help me run some of my devices like this QNAP NAS here that I have. This one has a 2.5 gigabit port, and by the way, after this video I'm going to shoot another one quickly where I'm going to show you how I'm going to upgrade this from 8 terabyte to 24 terabyte because I have more and more data to save. I already have some new hard drives and I'm going to show you that in the next video on this channel. So the QNAP as well as some other devices in my network like my main desktop right here will be able to run at 2.5 gigabit per second. So before moving forward and adopt this in my UniFi network, let me show you quickly my home design right now. If you've been on this channel for a while, you must be familiar with this. And by the way, I built this in Visio because some people ask me questions about the file itself, and I'm happy to share it with you as some of you requested. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description where you can go on my website and download this Visio file. And by the way, if you want to become good in computer networking, I'll tell you to take the Cisco CCNA exam. This is a certification exam where you're going to learn all the main concepts of networking to start or even boost your career in this field. I have a course on KBTrainings.com, my website, where you find a course going from zero to engineer, teaching you the CCNA for you to take and pass successfully the exam and also start your career in this field. Check out the website and send me an email if you have any question. Primarily, I have a UDM SE, which is my security appliance with 1 fiber connection from Lumen and 1 cable connection from Comcast. Right now I have 1 downlink to my USW 24 PoE switch with 24 1 gig per second. 16 of them are PoE, so my cameras and my access point are powered on by this switch. And then I have 4 access points. By the way, my basement access point doesn't work at this point. For some reasons, it just stopped handing out IP addresses. That's something that I'm going to troubleshoot with you on this channel. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And then I have 5 VLANs and so on. Let's go on this second page here where I show a little more detail. The port 11 on the UDM SE is running at 10 gigabit per second. So I'm going to connect that port to the port number 10 on the USW Enterprise 8 PoE, and then it's going to be a trunk, so I'm going to tag VLANs on this port here. And let's go ahead and jump into the UDM SE dashboard or UniFi Network dashboard. This is UniFi Network, and let's go on the devices. These are all the devices that I currently have in my network. As you can see, the AP3 in the basement is currently offline because I had to shut it off, but we're gonna work on it in one of my next videos. So right now I'm trying to add the switch to this dashboard. All I have to do is connect this cable here. This is already connected to the port 11 on the UDM SE. As you can see, I need a 10 gig SFP Plus module to be able to connect my RJ45 to this switch here. And before adopting the switch, I know that my management network is called Sun and it's not tagged in my network. So I need to make sure the port 11 on the UDM SE doesn't tag that network. So let's go under devices, UDM SE. And from here, I will go under port and select port manager. As you can see, the port 11 is currently disabled. I'm going to enable it and put it under all. This doesn't tag the management network. It's called Sun. I can show it to you later on. So let me click apply here. If I go under settings, networks, you can see this is the network. It's called Sun 10.0.0.0/24. And if you go under devices, you can see that all these devices are in that network. So let's go ahead and power on the switch and then connect it to the UDM SE. Yeah, it's taking a moment. There is a progress bar here that is almost full. It took about 5 minutes or something. Before moving forward, I want to mention that the 10 gig port with SFP Plus module needs some time to auto-negotiate the speed and the configuration with the other module on the other end. So I had some trouble with this module here. I thought it was not working, but it was actually working, but it just needed a lot of time to negotiate that. So I finally moved the cable from the port 10 to the port 1. So if you want to be quick, you can use one of these port 1 to 8 to adopt your device on the UniFi network. and then you can use the SFP Plus port to connect to your uplink connection. And now the system shows us that the switch is detected. As you can see, now it has an IP of 10.0.0.142. So let's go in the system and add it to UniFi network. The new switch is added to the system. Right now it's doing an update. Let's give it some time to finish the update. Alright, the switch is ready. As you can see here, it shows our normal screen. And if I go under information, I can see the IP address of the switch. And quickly talking about this screen here, this is just like what I have on the USW 24 PoE. It shows you some basic information about your network and about the traffic and everything. If I go here under this RJ45 port, I can see the different port, what they have connected, the speed they're running at. I can go to port number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 that are SFP. I can do this to go back. Here it shows me the stat, the throughput of the uplink. It shows me the system, CPU, and memory, the temperature, the real-time consumption of the PoE devices, and the overall consumption, and then the last 30 days. Okay, if I go here, this is for the brightness, colors, fan speed, and I can restore the device from here. This is just information, and in the middle it's just going to give you this that you can scan with your app to see more information about the device. Alright, so let's go on the portal and see what we have and what we can do. In the dashboard, we can see all the basic information about the device. And if we go on the port, let's go check if the port 10 is disabled. So port manager, the port 10 is not disabled. The port 1 is under all. Okay, port 10 is not disabled. So really soon I'm going to move this cable from the port 1 to port 10 and see what happens. But let's go and check some other configurations. If I go back, not all the way back, under settings, I can do some changes here, like the name of the device. I can name it, because my other switch is main switch. This one I can name it side switch. Let's go and do that. Alright, then we're gonna click apply changes. As you can see, the name changed to side switch. Now I'm going to move the cable from the port 1 to the port 10 and see if it works. Yeah, now it's working. I think it needed some time to negotiate the speed and everything. So now we can see that it's blinking, and we can also see on the UDM SE that it's now set to side switch. And I also had to make sure the port 11 is set to all, so I can carry all the VLANs here. And if you go back again under side switch, we can see on the settings, there are many settings we can do here. We can change the management VLAN. We can set this to a static IP or DHCP for the switch itself. These are some global configurations. Night mode, update, firmware, restart, forget. Forget is if we want to remove it from the system, we can just go under forget and that's it. So yeah, I think I've covered most of these configurations under the USW 24 PoE, but that's a while ago. I think I need to cover this new version of UniFi Network. This is it for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to install this in my rock after I'm done with the NAS upgrade. Make sure you watch that video, or if you like it, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss when I post the video, and make sure you like the video on YouTube as well. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we'll get in touch there. Thank you and take care. Bye.